just so happen to be people we allowed to watch their lives play out type shit.
She look like she pregnant. She might be on here. Let's go.
You know, she just walking like that. If she is, she about a month, if that.
Goddamn, what's that? A Bentley?
Yeah, luxury vehicle. That's why it's so dang gonna big and wide like that. But that's amazing though for you to finally get. Well, I wouldn't even say finally get because anybody with some sense though can't want to talk about shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, talk about shit. I was surprised she was doing all that prison reform and all that type of shit. You feel me? Like, and honestly speaking, I feel like that's a part of her father coming out of her. See what I'm saying? So even when I kick my shit to you, it's a part of your father coming out of you because even though, you know, people say you got derailed or you went this direction, nigga, do you not realize the people who got caught up like that were the people that were really trying to make changes out here? You feel me? That was really wearing their heart on their sleeve, caring about motherfuckers to the point they heart got broke. And a lot of them, they got tricked. It wasn't like, you know, some of us, we get our heart broke and we say, shit, I've been seeing y'all niggas smoking cigarettes and I know y'all stressing. Let me get one of them motherfuckers. It wasn't, well, a lot of people, it wasn't like that. It was like, dang. So you say, if I do this, I can go up a little higher? And they really was already going in a direction. You feel me? But it just so happens society deemed that shit as some fucked up shit to be doing. Not to mention they added other chemicals to make it to where now that it's a perversion to this shit, now a motherfucker gotta go hide and binge and do that shit. You feel me? Now you creating the binge because I'm not accepted out here in the world. So I gotta stay to myself with this shit, and I have to stay to myself with this shit. It's like, nigga, why come out after a while? You know what I'm saying? I'm in my zone. It's almost like it puts you in a flow state where you don't care about all this other shit. But it's important to have that flow state when you already where you chose to be. You see what I'm saying? And when you at that place where you chose to be, like going back into the Kanye West shit, I feel like this the direction he chose to go in. That's why no matter what happens with Kim, like, he's like, shit, man, this is what it is. Like, this is what I chose. You feel me? Like, and I knew this about her, certain things. You feel me? To him, this probably not as bad as it's been. Nowhere near. You feel me? Like, he like, shit. This little dude, like, I'm not worrying about him for real. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention what he going through as a man, bro. We watching him go through a total transformation in front of us. Like, this nigga single-handedly, shit, that made Jesus cool again. Like, who else out here? I'm just saying, the rest of the niggas out here.
He talk about he made Jesus.
No, I get it, but I'm saying though. You know what I'm saying? No trap on Sunday, you feel me? Shit like that. So when you think about that, it's like, man, hold on. He made it cool again. To me. Because we was definitely in a gray area or a dark area, I would say, to where niggas wasn't even thinking about no, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got so far away from that shit, to the point even my mama don't send me scriptures no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point now, you got a whole nother generation talking about, you know, Kanye's version of church. You know what I'm saying? The clarity that he's coming forth with, because we seen him struggle and all that shit, but then we also seen this nigga come back with a different level of clarity, and it's like, dang. So maybe there ain't nothing wrong with going through shit. We seen this nigga get in a car accident, open up another side of his brain when he was strictly instrumental and expressions like that. You feel? So it's like when you think about that shit, it's like, man, shit. You gotta learn to appreciate what you going through. Cause even then, like, just think about it like this. If you can learn to appreciate what you're going through, then what you're going through won't control your motherfucking ass. Beautiful lady. Especially the person who she with. I ain't even noticed the lady she with. I just hear her. I ain't look at her one time. So I know my mind done changed. I said, that's a beautiful lady. I didn't even notice the Caucasian lady she was with. And just recognizing how our sisters got that, like, our women have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when you in your right mind, just like when you walk past somebody that's like you feel me? You kind of get a little signal, like, how do I put it? Not like you in the sense of your personality totally, but like, when I walk past another black person, I know it. Does that make sense? Like, even if they not my characteristics per se, I know, you know what I'm saying? It's like it happens so fast in our minds that we don't even think about it. Yeah, we don't even think about that shit. But one thing for certain though, with that Kanye shit, like I said, a lot of us be wanting to share different things with people, and you just want them to recognize, like, I was the person that was trying to do that, because there's so many people out here trying to take from your ass that it's like, damn, once you lump me in with everybody else that's trying to take from you, like, the fuck do I got left? Like, you missing me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you didn't see me the whole fucking time. I'm not them. But it's so easy for a person, this is what we have to recognize. It's so easy for a person to lump you in because there's only but a certain amount of human functions. We all do the same shit, but at different times, but with different intent. You feel me? So then it becomes a thing of, you can't be so prejudiced or just got so big of a preference to the point you can't filter shit. That's where discernment and all that shit come in. You know what I'm saying? Intuition come in. Where some people just want to clean cut some shit or generalize some shit. It's like, you can't do that, G. You're going to miss the whole fucking point out here. Bullshit. Now just imagine you walk outside, ain't nothing but your ops, but but every other person though is a friend, right? Peep that. Every other person is a friend, but it's majority ops out this motherfucker. Or period, you got ops outside, period. It wouldn't matter if it was 4 of them, 2 of them, and you had 5 friends. The fact that you got 1 op outside and you didn't notice that shit, that's your ass. And that's the game they playing with us. Where black people sit over here and be like, well, hold on. I don't know if this person is doing this for this. I don't know if this white person is being prejudiced. So if they're not being prejudiced, then it's okay. Like, no, you still have to stay in your identity. You feel me? Operate from your identity. A pawn don't all of a sudden start acting like it's a queen on the board. You can't do that shit. Because the moment a pawn start trying to act like it's a queen on the board, it's going to get checked real fast. And you out of here. So it's important to stay in your fucking identity regardless to how white your ass want to be. Or how much they making white seem right. You know what I'm saying? In society. But that just show you who in charge. You feel me? That show you who in power in your life. Because that's what you allow to be your, you know, I guess your barometer of what's right. But if you don't allow for that to be your barometer of what's right, then it gets to a point of, shit, you know what? I see what narrative they trying to push, but this what I believe. This how I think. You know what I mean? Like, it's really a beautiful thing when you inside yourself rather than live it outward. Just like you you treating your body like it's a fish tank. Everybody else looking at your body operate, but you have no say in that bitch. You just involuntary like a motherfucker. Like, deliberate thinking is very important. Like, I feel like we should get up and tell our bodies in the morning, like, all right, like, name your organs and just start, you know, all right, come online in perfect peace. Heartbeat, beat in perfect peace. You know what I'm saying? Because we be out here desiring so much shit that ain't ours. We be wearing shit that we shouldn't be wearing. That's fucking up our vibration to the point our organs, you know, they deteriorating by the shit that we put on, the shit that we take on, the shit that we give a fuck about. But never do we sit there and call out their name. Like, you know, we say about, you know, Sandra Bland, say her name. You feel me? Like, don't forget these people's names. It's ancestor veneration. But don't forget these organs' names. Because these your ancestors, too. They had the form for you to be. Man. You know what's so beautiful? Like, I was having a conversation with the audience about, or with the family, I should say, about how we like cells in this motherfucker. Like, we all is, like, on the bigger scale, we all recognized as one cell. Oh, that's good with your shoes. We all recognized as one cell, so to speak, right? So when you think about that shit, it's like, If your cell becomes cancerous, what you think the body gonna do to you? Attack your motherfucking ass. And if you pay attention to how they got us because of the lack of identity, we have become cancerous. Because we doing shit that's against ourselves.
Usually a worse enemy.
What I'm just saying, so it's no surprise when shit happens to you, to that extent.
Yeah, the people just don't know that. But yeah, it's no surprise.
It's like we've been set up.
You shouldn't be surprised when anything that happens to you.
But that's the importance of deliberate thinking, though. Because if you're not deliberately controlling your thoughts, you just be out here winging and going through this shit, and that shit happen to you, you respond or react. You know what I'm saying? I should say you will react as shit happens to you.
That's why they teach us all this other shit and not the 12 universal laws. We can't learn the real shit like that. Deliberate thinking, deliberate intent, learning that, knowing that you do this shit, because deliberately mean that you're intentionally doing this. And once you start to deliberately think your own thoughts, you unlock a whole nother.
And it kind of reminded me of that Naked movie when like dude kept on coming back, but he had to start remembering certain shit that was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of us, we be born at a certain time while things are okay or certain shit is cool, to the point we don't recognize it's gonna come a time that, dang, all that shit you thought was normal, because it was like so-called made into a norm when you was born. Guess what? At one point in time, we knew not to do that shit because this is gonna happen. So when I think about that shit, I'm like, man, people better pay attention to the shit they got y'all out here thinking is normal, just because shit done got so far away from what it was. Like, you can't get so caught up in that. Like, it's more about balance than anything. You know, whenever I see somebody too far to the left, I'm like, damn, you know, even if it's you too far to the left as a good person, like, you gonna get smacked in the face. And then you gonna have to conversation with yourself, and at that point it's like, you know, as a person who don't want to see people go through shit, even though you know pain is what you use to learn in this life, you feel me? So you almost recognize a lot of people gonna learn from pain. So for you not to want them to have to go through that or to experience that is almost to say, like, shit, you don't want to see people grow. As much as you want everything to be a perfect picture around you, you get to go through all the growing pains and shit, but everybody else got to be a perfect picture. Like, where the fuck is Waldo, dude? Like, you know, you start thinking of all you said with that movie where you can see shit that everybody not seeing. Like, I was singing that song yesterday. Never forget it. You know, never leave is nice. I'm saying that shit in my head because I'm like, damn. It's so much shit out here that go on that people don't understand how it happened, to the point it appears it's just illusions. It appears it's just illusions. But for the seamstress that made your clothes, they can see every change in the fabric, to the point they like, nah, I see that's what kind of stitching that is, da-da-da-da. But to us, it's so concealed that we don't even realize what makes that kind of hem. You feel me? Like, but they know it's a certain kind of threading that does that. Not to mention, like I said earlier, we talking about vibrations and shit, trying to keep our vibration right. You trying to keep your vibration right, but you got on underwoven that's bringing down your vibration at the same time. Like, god damn, it's canceling your shit out. You wonder why you can't keep a positive, you know what I'm saying, aspect. It's like, nigga, every time you move around, friction in your clothes. Like, you feel me? You amping up your enemy. And not to mention what we do outwardly with our expressions, the way we choose to express ourselves, we amp up our enemy. The enemy like, shit, go ahead, kill yourself. Oh, what are you waiting for? Like, dang, G. But somebody got to tell them motherfuckers, hey, you know that direction you going, it's a big ass hole right there, G. I know it was street all up until now, but it's a hole right there. You keep on going, that's your ass. That's all I'm saying. That's your ass. You keep on going, G. That's your ass. And as much as I miss my homies a lot of times, bro, I be like, damn, if I didn't move around, if I didn't go on vacations when I was a kid, you feel me, to understand, like, it's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world if you don't live where you grew up. You know what I'm saying? There's other places out here. If I never experienced that shit, bro, I look at some of my contemporaries. Ain't that how you say it? Hey, I look at some of my contemporaries and I be like, man, it could have been me. You know, I don't never like separate myself so much that I don't see what some would call the illusion. You feel me? Like, some people have the illusion that it couldn't be them. like the choices ain't there. To the point we gonna blame everybody else. You feel me? Don't get me wrong. Notice who the fuck ain't on your side though. Like, fuck that. You can't tell black people don't talk about how these motherfuckers keep sabotaging them. Like, nah, nigga, notice who ain't on your side. But once you get past that, recognize you need to be on your side and anything. So you need to identify with self before you identify with anything else. Everybody else out here identifying with money, you know what I'm saying? That they telling you is worth something, but truth be told, you know, the slaves was worth more than the whole, they was worth more than the whole American, you know, financial system. The slaves was worth billions during the time of slavery, nigga. That's why they had to let them niggas go in order to keep on. This is your God.
When you put the glasses on, you look at the money, it say, this is your God. You take the glasses off, it's back to $1 bill.
Oh, I think it was the slaves was worth more than the land or something. It was something. The slaves was worth more than, you feel me? To the point they had to recognize, like, damn, we gotta let these niggas go. Cause we really not creating no system for real. And if something happened with these motherfuckers, we fucked. Oh, okay. They was more valuable than all the shit they was making. Like, once you lose a slave, nigga, you fucked. Like, I ain't got this nigga to do such and such. And I don't even know how to do it. That's what it was. They didn't even know how to do it. But you know, for a lot of us, we recognize the illusion, and that shit is the fact that they try to make it seem like everybody got enslaved. You feel me? That's that I gotta create the conquering story. But that's why you gotta stop letting other people keep your records. Go back in your records, find out who your family members is for yourself. Figure out what their life was like in their time. And if you go back, no, what's the 1800s? 200 years ago? If you go back 200 years ago in your family line and you ain't got motherfucking slaves, you feel me? In your family, you know that shit wasn't no blanket shit. They try to make it, that's to conquer your mind. Because once you hear some shit like that, your mind like, dang, all of us weak. You feel me? Or all of us got conquered, but it ain't all of us weak, all of us got obviously was fighting, motherfucker. You feel me? And got overtaken by something that was meant to happen. When you see all of these motherfucking diseases out this motherfucker that show up at certain times, and then because of the disease that came, we got certain changes. You know, as I tell you, them shits be like downloads. And Bobby hear me say that shit, like, man, germs and shit, that's the ancestors coming back. But if you think about what we made out of, germs and bacteria, what you talking about? Like, all of this shit is connected. But the fact that people be so, man, persecuted or under pressure, they begin to try to separate shit in order to reason out things in their mind. It makes it easier for a person to, you know, cope or deal with things when you try to separate shit, like watching TV, right? And some shit happening on there, you just keep saying it ain't me. So it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Ain't worth me getting an emotional connection to it. For some people that work after a while. To the point they don't have an emotional connection to that shit no more. You feel me? I'm like, man, that's some shit there, man. But I want to watch that movie Soul and They Live. So I was watching some scenes out of that movie. I want to watch American Gods again too, because they definitely was talking about that Bitcoin shit or crypto period. When you see how they keep on talking about the dollar falling, gold is not worth nothing. What you think finna Look, what you think going up? Every time they talking that dumb shit. Crypto. Even people that don't know nothing about crypto, they want to find out at that point. They like, is there another way? Da 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 da. Like we been getting wind and getting prepared about it. Like you were saying, and they been like putting little signs and messages out here. So I'm not surprised it's happening. Cause they been showing movies where motherfuckers had currency stashed on the dark web and shit like that. You feel me? And truth be told, that's how that shit really is, the dark web. That's considered the dark web to the motherfucking it was considered the dark web to the government at one point in time because again, you know, they was trying to keep control over the people with the money. So shit, you need to support your monetary system, you feel me?
Yeah.
But now, you know, like you always see when it gets to the point we want something so bad, they don't have no choice but to give it to us. You feel me? That's why the people got to come together. Got to come together on the shit that's important to us instead of keep crying about this shit after the fact. Because we keep on, like I said with the movie Naked, it's almost like we keep running into death because we don't recognize the patterns or the signs of the time. You feel me? To the point you just like, shit, nah, man, I ain't even see that right there. But that's the same street your brother got killed on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? You ain't see that right there. Like, if we not gonna correct that situation, then you're gonna keep on seeing the situation. There go that dog again.
That motherfucker's so cute.
Huh?
It's so cute.
You like that dog?
Mm.
I'll get one once my Shiba new coin go up. You hear me? I'll make that joker pay for itself. Give me some sheep coin. Let that thing pay for itself. Man, I love you as myself. Ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. Can fucking follow. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. About to break it all down. We just broke bread right now.